I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
Okay, so today we're going to continue the discussion on redirecting the goal of revenge. And yesterday we talked about the first step being to, say ouch. When a child says or does something hurtful, to say, ouch, that hurts. Even if it's words that are hurting, you can still reflect back to them the impact that they're having on their world. The very next thing you want to do is look and see, what did I do to contribute or to create this? Have I done anything? Like in this moment, was I yelling? Was I being short? Was I being disrespectful? If you can find something that you may have done to contribute to this, then you apologize for it. So I might say something like, I apologize for yelling at you, or I'm really sorry I haven't been listening to you, or I apologize for not paying enough attention to what you were needing in this moment, or I'm sorry for not keeping my word and breaking my promises to you. So anything that you find that you may have done to contribute to the situation, you want to be accountable for that now. And especially when your child's in this school, it's really important. And a lot of times we think that it's giving them power or it's going to cause them to misbehave even further, but really what it's going to do is generate a lot of respect. They're going to be much more respectful of you when you're able to be accountable for your part and how you've contributed to the problem. Now, there are times where I cannot think of anything I've done, and let me just give you an example of how I handled that. So my daughter Brianna came home one day from school. This was when she was about 10 years old. And she slammed the door and she said something nasty to me, and she was just being really rude. And she's usually not like this at all. And I instantly knew she was in the goal of revenge. I could tell by her behavior. And I said, ow, that hurts, the way you're talking to me. And she just said something nasty, snapped back at me. And I was a little freaked out because this is my normally really good kid. And I was just a little blown away, not sure what to say. And I thought about it for a minute. I was like, okay, what did I do? What have I done to create this? And I couldn't think of anything. I had been, teaching a lot of classes. I felt like I was being a pretty good parent at the time. So I said to her, I'm racking my brain trying to figure out what I may have done to hurt you or, to cause you to hurt like this. But I can't think of anything I did. But if I did something, I apologize for it. And she just growled at me and she went stomping off to her bedroom and slammed the door. And I said, before she went in, I said, I'm here if you need me. And I was sitting on the couch trying to figure out what happened. I mean, it was very clear she was in the goal of revenge, and I wasn't sure what to do or why it wasn't working or whatever. And so I was sitting there, and she came out about 10 minutes later and she was sobbing, and she says, my friend Jennifer and Kino and I got in a fight today, and they're not my friends anymore. And so she just started sobbing, and I just held her for like 5 or 10 minutes while she was crying and being upset. And, I felt a little bit distant, even though I was holding her, just because of how mean she had been being to me. But I held her, and she cried and cried and cried. And then after a few minutes, she stopped, and she was better, and we were able to reconnect. And, I always think about what would have happened when she came in that door if I immediately started disciplining her. Probably she would have never, come to me and allowed me to hold her in her pain. So that's one of the issues with the goal of revenge, is that being able to postpone discipline. So I'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. Have a great day. Happy parenting.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Debbie Godfrey, owner and founder of positiveparenting.com. I hope you'll go and check out my website and follow me on Instagram and let me know about what you thought about today's episode. Did you learn something new? Were you able to do something different with your children? Did you have a success story? Those are my favorite to share. Let me know. Contact me. I'd love to hear from you. And also, what future topics would you be interested in hearing about on the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast? Thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. Take care and happy parenting.